What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs, and the season is finally here. Chiefs open up against the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to be making my predictions in this video right after this. Ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back into another video on my channel. As I stated in the intro, I am Josh Fan, covering your Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs finally are playing a football game that actually counts for something tomorrow night, although you'll be seeing this the day of. But they take on the Los Angeles Chargers in Brazil. I'm going to be making my predictions and previewing this game in a short, condensed video for you guys, kind of give my thoughts on this matchup. I haven't done too much on this game this week because I've been focusing on the Mizzou versus Kansas border war taking place in college football this weekend. So I apologize. That's kind of been the focus of my channel this week, the return of a great rivalry. But I'm stoked to watch the Kansas City Chiefs finally play a football game, and they're going to be opening in another country this season. So I feel pretty good about this matchup for the most part. I mean, you have to feel good about the Chiefs in week one. You have to feel good about Andy Reid and in the job that he's done in the month of September when it comes to kicking off the NFL season. But he's going up against Jim Harbaugh, who is 5-0, I believe, in season openers as a NFL head coach. So he's going up against another coach that has a lot of success in the beginning of the NFL regular season. Now, I kind of am under the belief, not to give away my prediction, but I'm under the belief that this game will be close because it is week one and it is an in-division rivalry. But when you look at the Los Angeles Chargers, I think what they want to do in this game is they want to run the ball. They want to run the ball with Najee Harris. They want to run the ball with Marion Hampton, the running back that they invested highly in this offseason. And especially with that Rashawn Slater injury at left tackle, it's going to be something I discuss a little bit more in this video in a minute. But with the loss of Rashawn Slater at left tackle, I don't think you're going to want Justin Herbert dropping back there a bunch of times. We know Jim Harbaugh is going to run the football. It fits this team's strengths. It fits their personnel. And it's also just the characteristics of Jim Harbaugh as head coach in the NFL. And I think, look, if you're Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers, if you watch the Chiefs in that preseason, granted it is preseason, but their run defense got absolutely gashed. And since then, the Chiefs have been shuffling to kind of figure out their nose tackle position. They cut Mike Pennell, weirdly brought back Derek Nottie, and now he's slated to start despite not participating in any offseason activity with the Kansas City Chiefs. Just very weird. Although, I'm not panicking necessarily yet because the Chiefs' run defense was really good last year with largely the same personnel. And I know the starting linebackers didn't get that much action in preseason, so I'm not ready to say the run defense is bad yet, but obviously we saw some stuff in the preseason that led you to believe that the Chiefs' depth on defense isn't as good as we maybe thought heading into training camp and preseason, and maybe that's a weakness that the Chargers are going to try to exploit. And that is something that I'm worried about, something I'm going to be watching in this game. And I just think the Chiefs' defensive line overall is up for a challenge in this game because you have what I just stated about running the ball, but I also thought this pass rush was lackluster in preseason as well. I want to say they were bottom 5 in the preseason out of all the NFL teams in sacks. And again, I know it's preseason, but I just thought the depth wasn't very impressive in that game. However, if the Chiefs are going to do something to their advantage, it's going to be sliding Chris Jones out to the edge, going up against Joe Alt, who they had to move to left tackle. And I think their right tackle is Trey Pipkins. And I mean, he's not very good. I mean, this is a game where you absolutely are going to have to move Chris Jones around to exploit the weak matchups to try to harass Justin Herbert in the backfield. I'm not the highest on the Chiefs defensive line right now, but I think this is a matchup where they can kind of survive without having a fantastic pass rush because the Chargers are already banged up on the O-line. But if you're the Chargers, that's kind of why you're going to run the ball, like I said. But I also think, this Chiefs secondary is, I mean, this is probably the first time that we're seeing Christian Fulton healthy, Jalen Watson healthy, playing alongside Trent McDuffie. I have a lot of confidence in those guys, excuse me. But if there is one concern I have going up against the Los Angeles Chargers, it's the fact that they really like those bigger receivers, Quentin Johnston, Keenan Allen. Those kind of bigger wide receivers have always kind of given the Chiefs trouble. They don't have a real big corner that can necessarily go up with those guys to get those high pointed passes from Justin Herbert. The Chiefs have always kind of struggled with that. I'm kind of wanting to see what Christian Fulton can do to combat that. And I think Trent McDuffie, you're going to see him mostly actually covering Ladd McConkey, because you need someone with that short area quickness to stick with Ladd McConkey. Otherwise, he's absolutely going to get loose. I mean, he was super impressive last year for the Chargers. But, I mean, again, Justin Herbert, he's not going to have all day, I don't think, with that banged up O-line. So, man, it's just going to be interesting to see, honestly. Like, I'm ready to see it out on the field. Another thing that I wanted to talk about in this game, though, is the amount of Chiefs fans that are going to be in Brazil watching this one. So I was listening to the KCSN show earlier today, and Nate Taylor, who's down there covering the game for ESPN, he was talking about how many Chiefs fans are there and how he thinks that the red is going to be dominating the stands. And the reason I mention this is because this game actually counts as a home game for the Los Angeles Chargers. And it sounds like there's going to be a lot of Chiefs fans, which is actually pretty typical of Chargers home games anyway, being overtaken by Chiefs fans. But no, still, I mean, it's supposed to be a neutral site, but it's going to be a lot of Chiefs fans, it sounds like, and that creates a home environment for the Chiefs. And I think that's going to be a positive thing for Kansas City playing in Brazil. I'm also really wanting to see this new look Chiefs wide receiver room. And I think, like I said on Michael Darcy's channel over on KC Sports Report, you're without Rashee Rice, obviously, and that's the big one. He's suspended. Jalen Royals has already been ruled out. He's injured right now. Also, Omar Norman-Lott, just on the topic of injuries, which is another reason I'm kind of, not so high on the Chiefs pass rush right now. Omar Norman-Lott, he's questionable, still banged up, it sounds like, with that ankle injury. I thought he was going to be a full go, but I mean, I think he'll play, but obviously not 100%. Back to what I was saying about the receivers, though, that is a position where attrition has been a huge problem for the Chiefs over the past couple of years. And I don't think they've quite been able to overcome just the amount of attrition at the wide receiver position. That was one of the things that kind of hurt them last year, hurt this offense, among other things. The left side of the offensive line, which I actually expect to be better in this game. And that, of course, goes into my prediction. But I think the Chiefs are much better equipped to absorb the loss of Rashee Rice in a game like this, to absorb the loss of Jalen Royals. Obviously, it sucks not to have those guys, but I loved what we saw out of Tyquan Thornton in preseason. I think he's going to contribute. Year 2 of Xavier Worthy, I think it's going to be a big year. Finally, Hollywood Brown healthy. Like, there's still weapons on this team for Mahomes to utilize in this game. And he's also got what I would consider to be a 3-headed monster at the tight end position, and Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, and Robert Tonyan. Maybe that phrasing is a little bit strong, but I think all these guys are capable pass catchers on offense. So I think Mahomes is going to be able to make some plays in this game for sure. And one of the notes that I wrote down is, I think Mahomes is pissed after what happened in the Super Bowl. If you guys watched, and I know that's something we say a lot, like, oh, Mahomes is going to go scorched earth this year. Every time the season ends in a loss, he's going to be pissed. And I think that kind of gets overplayed. But if you guys watch the Kingdom documentary on Disney Plus, as soon as they lost, Mahomes just was on a mission. He was working out as soon as the game was over, pissed that they lost the Super Bowl. I think he's going to want to open the season with a victory, and he's not going to let the Chargers ruin that for him. Playing in Brazil, let's be real, guys. The Chiefs rolled out the red carpet for this Brazil game by putting the Kansas City Chiefs there, and this is the Kansas City Chiefs moment to win in Brazil. And I should have mentioned this when I was talking about the amount of Chiefs fans in Brazil, but I really do think this is the Chiefs' opportunity to expand their international footprint, to create an entire generation of fans all over the world. you're going to want to go out there and win. I think this team understands that. Clark Hunt understands that, but I also think Mahomes just is on a mission this year, and he's going to go out there and find a way to win no matter what, like he's done against the Chargers. I believe the Chiefs have won 7 straight versus the Chargers. So I think they're going to make it 8. I'm going to give my score predictions, though. I guess I already kind of gave away who I think is going to win, but meant to slip the little sponsorship in there first. So before my score predictions, let's check out the message from our partners on this channel. Wanted to take a moment to shout out our partners on this channel over at W Energy. Guys, if you have not heard of W Energy, you're absolutely missing out right now. If you're someone like me that needs that jolt of energy when you first wake up in the morning, or when you're trying to take on a big task for the day, such as working out, or maybe trying to complete a project for school, anything like that, W is an essential. I'm someone that unfortunately has gotten into the bad habit of drinking a lot of caffeinated energy drinks filled with sugar or artificial sweeteners or flavors, but I'm trying to curb that now by using W Energy, which is a much better alternative. W is a powered energy drink that replaces other inferior caffeine beverages. It contains 0 harmful chemicals, 0 fillers, 0 artificial colors or dyes, and no proprietary blends. The star of the show is their coffee fruit extract, which helps you focus without the jitter or the crash of other energy drinks or caffeinated drinks out on the market. And they just sent me their Japanese yuzu flavor that I've been drinking recently. It is absolutely fantastic. One of the better tasting energy drinks that I've ever had. And I'm going to continue to use it and check out some of their other flavors as well. I encourage you all to do the same. And luckily for you, you can use my promo code SHOWMEFB by clicking the link down below and putting that promo code in when you go to checkout, and you can get an additional 10% off. Stop drinking those unhealthy energy drinks and start drinking W Energy instead. Go check out their stuff. They're going to be partnered with me all football season long. Go and check them out. So yeah, there you guys have it. Definitely go and use that promo code. Take advantage of what we got going on. That's going to be down in the description below. I actually just drank some of that W Energy before making this video because it's late at night right now, but wanted to get a preview and prediction out for you guys. So without further ado, I'll give you guys my score prediction. But I say the Chiefs take this one 21-17 over the Chargers. I just think this is a bad time for the Chargers, with that Rashawn Slater injury. I think that was a big demoralizer for them before even heading into the season. That ruins a lot of things for them. And I think running the ball can only get you so far in a game like this. And I think, like I said, Mahomes is on a mission to win this game. The Chiefs are not going to lose in week 1. It's Andy Reid versus the division. Give me the Chiefs, man. I think any other prediction would just be kind of silly. And then another thing that I added in along with my score prediction is a prediction for the game. I think the Chiefs defense forces at least 1 turnover by Justin Herbert. I think he throws an interception in this game. And I'm going to say it's going to be by Christian Fulton, his former teammate, the Charger that came over to the Chiefs in the offseason. So, yeah, that's my take, my opinion on this game. Wanted to break it down from all the angles, but want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you think is going to happen in this game? What's your score prediction? Definitely let me know down below. But with all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. Make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com for more. And last but not least, follow me on Twitter at ShowMeFB. That's all I got for you guys in this one. I'll see you all in the next one. And as always, go Chiefs.